Hi guys. So today I want to tell you something about CrowdWare. I was in university 7 years ago. I studied human-computer interaction design, and there we had an exercise where we gathered requirements from a company for some software. And because we didn't find any company who was willing to help us, I had the idea to create an own company. So the idea for CrowdWare was born. In this case, I wanted to help KMU, like kleine mittelständische Unternehmen, like small companies I wanted to help. And then later, after university, I switched this to non-profit organizations and schools and so on. And I tried to get this company running, and I failed often. I created open source software like the animation maker, the ebook creator, the flat site builder. Very useful software, so I use it. At least I use it, and some other guys also. And the idea with this company is to create open source software. And now I was at the Ubuntu festival in Vienna, and I met Wolfgang Biedl. He is a lawyer, and he studied Jura, and he told us about Unternehmervereine. This is like it's like company association, so translated word by word. It's an association where you can, of course, make money and create products and sell them. And the idea behind this was that these associations don't pay taxes for up to 1 million euros a year. So that means that that we can make money with this, so we can have income with this, but we don't have to pay taxes, and we don't have to pay ourselves salaries. So because we don't, so in my case, I don't need that much money anymore. I worked for the banksters years ago in Switzerland, and I get much money. I've got a 5-digit salary every month, and of course I was a millionaire, but I find out that this could not be the goal in life, to be a millionaire or to have such a big salary, or so. That's why I had a burnout, and my burnout, I had 2 burnouts, and the last burnout was just killing me. I was dead. So, or some say it's just a near-death experience, whatever. It changed my life. So that's why I changed also the idea for this company. It's still in my mind because I'm still a software developer, but now I'm using my skills to do something good for the crowd. That's where the name comes from. And so with the idea of the association, I had the idea to have to make this idea around. Before it was just there were some options like GmbH, which is a German model for companies, which I don't like because it's profit based. It has making profit in mind, and also the other forms like there was the idea of a holding in Switzerland. That was a good idea, but I have to pay 10,000 Swiss francs to create it, so it doesn't make sense. And now we created 2 days ago. We created the association here in Austria, and we only needed 2 people for this to found it. So it's easy to create this kind of association here, and it's now registered. We have to wait 2 weeks until it's registered, so we can say crowdware.i.v, eingetragener Verein. It's like registered association, and then we can use it to act globally. And what I follow with this company is something I've learned from Joseph Beuys. Joseph Beuys is a professor of art, or he was a professor of art in Germany. And I did not meet him, but I met his master student. I don't know his name really. It's maybe Joachim Stüttgen, Johannes Stüttgen. I don't know. Stüttgen was his the second name. And I met him in the bank, and I think it was BFG Bank in Berlin, and we were talking about creating a new money. So this guy was talking about the economy, and he left one thing out on purpose. It was the money. He left this out, and he was drawing this on a flip chart, and he was saying this is our economy, and he says there's one thing missing, and I said, stop, please stop, don't go any further. This is already everything we need without the money, because you know about the Ubuntu philosophy from Ubuntu from Michael Tellinger from South Africa. No money, no trading, no bartering. So we can have this economy without money. We can have, if we all agree to this. So, and this is the idea what I have in mind. But this is just another project. This is a project. It's called Thanks. This is a new currency. Just let that sink in. We come to this later. It's a currency from us people to the people, so we can use it on our own. We don't need the governments for this. So it's one of my projects, one of our projects. Now I have to say our is not mine anymore, because we are an association. And thanks for Devin for joining me and for this for this association. I had a discussion with Stüttgen after this meeting, and we were talking about the idea from Joseph Beuys. His idea was the social plastic, soziale Plastik, he said. So this is something we all build together. We form something together, was his idea. So, in my opinion, this could be an alternative for capitalism and socialism. Or there's also, I've got this picture from Michael Tellinger. It's called contributionism. So everybody is contributing something to this society, to this economy, something they can give. For example, for me, I'm giving software, open source software. I'm also want to give machines. I want to build the magnet motor to create electricity, free electricity. And I believe that this is running, that this is working. I've got a plan from Malaysia, like it's a patent, but I've got this plan from Malaysia, and I know that this is working. I just have to build it, because I also studied mechanics. No, not studying, but yeah, I had an apprenticeship as an engine fitter, so I know how to build these guys. This is something I would want to build with CrowdWare. Just a prototype, and then I want to put this open source so that everybody can build it, or maybe we can build some more of these guys. You will not get them on the market, so they will not allow us to put this on the market. But we can build it for the people. So, and we can show other people how to build it. This is the important thing. One idea from Joseph Beuys was, for example, if you have a painting, like an empty painting, and you want to create a piece of art with colors, you should not do this with your mind. Oh, this would be a house, like, or something like you were drawing something. And you're not drawing something, you're seeing. His idea was, ask the, I don't know the English word, Leinwand. Ask the art. By the way, my name is Art. I don't want to. I should stay focused. So you have to ask the art, what will you become? So you ask the piece of paper, for example, what will you become? And then you're drawing this, and then you're creating art. You're not making this from your mind. You're creating a piece of art. The art is telling you. So you just project this, what the art is telling you. And I want to do this with CrowdWare. For example, I see the need to build an alternative for Facebook and Twitter and Google+. I know that is a crazy idea to have an alternative, because they invested so much time, but it's worth it to replace it. When you're going to Facebook, it's just for the profit, you know, it's for the profit. And they have got every third post, at least when I am on Facebook, every third post is the advertising for something. Then you see that there is censorship. Then you see we feel that they are collecting our data. They want to have the right on our pictures. They want to have the right on our text. They want to have the right on our stories. And they try to trick us with this. For example, when you're buying yourself an Android phone, just think about, why is this phone I'm speaking now, it's a Huawei Epsilon 6. I get this for 120 bucks, euros. Why do you think I get this for 120 while the iPhone costs about 1,200? Similar technology. Why is this phone that cheap? Just think about it. I tell you, everything you're doing on this phone is tracked by Google. So everything, Google knows when you start, which app, how long you are in this app. They know what you're writing. They know everything about you. And you have to go online on the Google page and have to switch this off. But switching this off doesn't mean that they still collect your data. No, I don't think so. I don't think that they will really stop to collect your data. So keep that in mind. We at CrowdWare want to get rid of this. I personally want to get rid of this. So there will be one day an alternative for Android. We can use Android. It's open source. We can use it and just switch off. We can just erase the Google things from it. And then we have a clean installation. There's also a Linux alternative for mobile phones. Yeah, we have to gather this. We have to find out what's the best for it, and then we will tell you. So you can download it there, or we will give you the maybe we host the download for you. So. And we also provide you with phones. We have to root the phones so that we can install this software. And this is a little bit tricky, but we will do this for you, or we find someone who is doing this for you, so that you have got a free phone. So you're not overusing your internet connection for Google, and and your data is not collected anymore. And we also want to protect your data using an alternative for Facebook. We call it Ubuntu. It's Ubuntu connection. It's actually not my idea. This was, I think it was, Melly and Bauchi came with this idea, and I had this idea. I had something similar in mind, and but I was not motivated to build it. So now I'm motivated because there are some possibilities what we can do with this. So create plugins, and with these plugins we can collect data for some specific needs. For example, for register open houses. And you know, or I have seen was in North Spain, and I found empty houses which we can just occupy and live there. Maybe we have to repair it, but it's not a big deal. The walls are still there. Maybe the roofs are broken, so we have to put a new roof on it, and that's it. We can live inside. Yeah, maybe some windows, so it's not getting so cold. Yeah, and it's just think about the lockdown. Maybe the rich guys are stuck in Zurich and London or wherever they live, and they cannot come to the south, to Spain or Portugal, and their houses are empty, so we can occupy them. And then we can register them online with this special app, and we can register all abandoned houses, and the people can go and live there. And I know in Spain it's legal to occupy a house, and I don't know the rules in Portugal, but I think it doesn't matter. If there's an empty house, and if you see the garden is just growing wild, we can go there and just make the garden fine and grow some food there. And yeah. So this was my motivation, so that I said, I'm in. I was not asking for money, so this is something I want to do because I've got a passive income, so I can do this. I'm selling books, so I'm fine, so I don't need that much more money, so I can do this. So, but for some projects, maybe we have to do crowdfunding because, for example, for this app, I want to also create an iPhone version, so I need an iPhone for this, and I need a Mac for this to compile the software for iPhone. So I will crowdfund one day. And I have to go back to the idea of Joseph Beuys. He also said, or maybe it was the idea of Stuttgart. He said, we should see what the global players are doing. For example, the phone thing. So we have this phone, Android phone, with this software which I don't like personally, because they're collecting our data, they're tracking where we are going, and so on and so forth. So just think about, we are creating a company. That was the idea before I founded CrowdWare. Create a company, do the same as the global players doing, maybe just in niche, maybe giving phones, selling phones with their own software, like Apple is doing this. They are selling the iPhone, and they are creating the hardware and the software, so it fits very good together. And we can do this also with Linux. So we can create a Linux for a specific hardware, and we can sell the hardware. So doing this without the profit in mind, that means when you see all these global players, there's a CEO who getting all the money, like not all the money, but they are making themselves rich with this profit idea. So we don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I was a millionaire before, so people who know me, they would say, no, you were not a millionaire. What I'm talking about when I say I'm a millionaire, I was working 10 years in Switzerland, only see this 10 years, and I was earning about, I think it was more than 10. It was more than, I don't want to tell you how much. It was more than 10,000 a month. So for 10 years, it's a million. So that's easy. So I was a millionaire like this. I have not had a bunch of money like this, so I spend it all. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I'm also a billionaire. Like, I've got billions of cells in my body. So you are also a billionaire. So don't think about the money thing. Money is just a kind of energy, and yeah, it's not a big deal to have that much money. It's the big deal is to spend it for good things. But now come back to the idea. If you've got a company where everybody who's working in the company is satisfied because they know they're doing something good for the people. They're doing something good for the people outside. They're doing it better than Google. Just think about this. They're doing it better. Maybe we are cheaper than Google. I don't know if this fits, because all the phones are they might be what the name, subventioniert in German. Maybe they get subvention. I don't know the name. Maybe the phone manufacturers, they get money from Google to open the phone just for Google to collect data, so that they can control us. And they are controlling us with this. They know where we are, so they advertise. They advertise especially for us, for our needs, and then we are buying all these products. We don't need it all. We are buying these products because Google is telling us. Yeah, I also fell into this trap with Apple. I bought all these Apple computers and an iPhone and iPad and so I fall into this trap because they really did good job. It's also the name of Steve Jobs. He did a good job. Yeah. So just come back to this idea for the company. Just imagine we are building phones and the software for it, and we promise these guys that it is open source software, of course, and we can say we're not using your data because we don't have servers to where you have to log in, for example. So you can see this when you use a phone and you don't have to register. Then you know nobody's knowing who's using the phone. And we also need this for SIM cards. For example, when you buy a SIM card in Germany, you have to register. So yeah, it's obvious that they are trying to control you. So don't buy SIM card there. Yeah, what I wanted to say, all the people working for this, they seeing that this is a good idea, and they're happy to build these guys for the people. And then if there's profit, maybe when you're selling phones, then there might be profit, and you can use this profit for other projects, or you can just give this as a benefit for your employees. And they mustn't be employees at all. When we're doing this with CrowdWare, we don't need employees. They are just members of the association, and they don't get a salary where they have to pay taxes. They just get benefits. So, for example, I'm one of the members, and maybe there's some income. Because I'm selling software. The software from CrowdWare is open source and free, but I'm sticking to the idea of Qt. They've got license model, so it's for free for non-commercial users, and you can have it for commercial users, and then you have to become association member who is paying on a monthly or yearly base. You have to pay, and then you get the software, and then you can use the software commercial. So there's some income for this association, and I just benefit from this because the association will pay my van. They pay the taxes and the insurance for my van and the petrol, diesel in this case, and I can have like clothes from the association. I can have my mobile phone and my computers from this association, so I don't need a salary. I'm growing my own food in Portugal, and so I don't need a salary. So, and this, when we all would act like this, then I know it's hard for a software developer to switch to this, because when you have got the opportunity to get like a 5-digit salary in Switzerland, or they're also paying 5-digit salaries in Germany, for example, or Austria, it's hard to get the point. Why should I do this at all? Because I have to pay my car, I have to pay my house, I have to pay this, I have to pay that, I have to pay everything. Yeah, but when you follow my ideas how to get rid of all these I have to pay thing, like living in a van, I bought this van for 4,000 euros. I paid it once, and I don't have to pay rent on a monthly basis. It's just I paid it once. This is one opportunity where you can build a small house. You can put yourself a yurt on the land, and yeah, this is also something I want to do with CrowdWare, is to buy land, to put some houses on it, like small houses, yurts, tippies, and so on and so forth, like we are doing in Camp Eden in Portugal. And the people can live there, like association members can live there for free, of course, because the association bought it or created it one day, and then you can stay there as long as you like, if you are helping in the community, of course. So this should be yeah. I don't like the idea that some people living there and just just living there and not giving something. So they should also give something to the community. This is from the Ubuntu philosophy. So yeah, this idea, what we're doing with CrowdWare, and we also want to build machines which are useful. For example, I had the idea to get rid of all these plastic bottles in the oceans. So what if we create our own drinking water? So we don't need this bottle, we don't need to carry these bottles anymore, we just get water on demand. And there are some possibilities already now done. Some possibilities need electricity, and I want to have something solar powered. For example, if you are in the desert, or in Portugal is also much sun, we can use the ocean water and just distill the water, or just our pee or whatever. We can use Coca-Cola, put it into this distiller, and then we get drinking water out of Coca-Cola. So then the Coca-Cola is becoming something healthy, so we can drink it. And yeah, solar distiller, so we can use these guys everywhere, and we can produce our own drinking water everywhere, so we don't have to carry these plastic bottles anymore. Yeah, this is one of the ideas what we're doing with CrowdWare. So if you want to support the association, there I will put some links down below. You can support myself becoming a patron at Patreon. You can become a member for the CrowdWare Association. You can, if you're a software developer, you're welcome to help in projects like the UbuCon. I said we need C++ developers and QML designer, and we also need marketing guys who spread the word about this project. And what else do we need? Yeah, when you're into creating hardware, when you want to build the magnet motor, for example, or like the solar distiller, or if you have already got working models, like proof of concept for this, let me know. Get in contact with me. I also put my email address down below. And yeah, let's create something good together. That's it from here, from Austria, and have a nice day. Namaste.